Hey, good morning. All right, so I wanted to do the oil water experiment that I had put up as an experiment of the day. I don't remember, I think it might have been last week or the week before, but I wanted to show you this little fun experiment demonstration and then also explain to you why it's doing what it's doing. So you've heard oil and water don't mix. And it can be like just a figure of speech, like in life, like to say, man, they get along like oil and water, like that those people over there, like they don't get along. But also in real life, oil and water, they don't mix. They're never going to mix together. The reason why that is because something called density. So water is more dense than oil, all right? So I actually might do a whole series of density videos because density is really, really interesting. You can layer liquids and make these like little rainbow columns of liquids and things like that based on different densities, and you can even guess the densities of certain liquids if you know the densities of others and try to layer them on top of each other. You can get things to suspend and float right in the middle. But so density really is how compact the particles or the molecules of something are. So if you had, everything's made of molecules, atoms and molecules. And so, if I were to draw whatever you wanted this to be, it doesn't really matter. I'm just going to make it a triangle. If you have a triangle here, and these dots represent the molecules, you can see that there's space between those molecules, right? And things can get inside of those spaces, okay? With this being a liquid, those spaces are going to kind of indicate the viscosity or its ability to flow, thinking, water flows or is a lot more viscous than maple syrup or honey. But so if I wanted to make this more dense, in order for something to be more dense, it means it's more closely packed together. It means the molecules are closer together. The only way that I can do that here is just to add more molecules to fill in those spaces, and that increases the density here. It's kind of like when you mix salt in with water. Even though it doesn't mix forever, it will separate again. Those salt particles are actually filling in the spaces between the hydrogen and oxygen of your water. So now here, this triangle is more dense. There's lots of less space in between each of these molecules, okay? A lot of times people use interchangeably something to be more heavy or more dense, but it's actually really not the correct way to describe density. So what I did is I just have some just canola oil, just like vegetable oil, that I put in a container, and I chose a container that I can put the lid on because I do want to shake it for you and show you some cool things that I hope will happen. Now, I haven't tried this yet. I also have two different straws. You could do eyedroppers or straws. I don't have any eyedroppers, but I do have straws, and I was curious to see if the different sizes of straws, which are going to produce different sizes of water droplets, if they would do anything different. And I know that they won't. Like, it's not like one's going to mix and one won't, but I just wonder if one would be more aesthetically appealing or more visible to the eye. So I have just some water, plain tap water, that I just put food coloring in. I chose, like I said, I think in a couple videos ago, I still can't find food coloring, so I'm left with neon green and this bluish aqua and a pink-red combo. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my straw and I'm going to just pick a color, put my finger on it, pull it up, and just drop those drops in there. And I'll bring this closer to show you. Ooh, that was neat. I have more luck with the blue one here, I think, for you to see. Oh, cool, yeah. This is the thin straw. common place where you would see this would be in your salad dressings. I really wish I would have had an eyedropper. I don't have an eyedropper at home. I don't have any kids, so I don't have any like eyedroppers for medicine, and the only eyedroppers that I have are at school for Biscuit. So let's try the big one. Oh, that might be a better option. Yeah, I quite enjoy the smoothie straw better. Oh, neat. Now, something to keep in mind is that when I put the food coloring in here, the food coloring and the water can mix together. And then, if I shake this jar that has these drops in it, the food coloring has the ability to mix with the oil, but the water doesn't. So right now, just got a bunch of balls of color. In there. And those are it's just water in my oil. Give it a shake, see what happens. It just breaks up into smaller balls. Really cool. Sometimes if you were to do a Google search or a Pinterest search or something, this would be called an at-home lava lamp. And see all those different colors. This really is very neat. And if you have, this is a really, really simple, minimal ingredient, low mess. If you're careful, food coloring can stain and oil can stain, but really pretty low mess, easy to explain to somebody, and really, really entertaining, especially if you have maybe like a little sibling or a cousin, neighbor, something. You could even just do this kind of as like a little entertainment for dinner or something with your family. Treat them to dinner and a show. So it's really neat. Another cool thing that you could do, I've done this with different density things, is you could shake it up and you could see maybe how small you can get the droplets and see what does it really look like and how you can see all the different colors and the multiple droplets, and then just let it sit overnight. See if anything happens. See if maybe you could predict, are the droplets of red going to find the other droplets of red, or are these small droplets that were once big, are they ever going to become big again, or will they just stay this small now? I will tell you that the oil will never mix with the water. I don't care what color it is. I don't care how long you shake it, and I don't care if you have it sit there for a week. It's never going to mix. All right. So again, today we discussed density, and I might try to hit this concept again a little bit later. It's a really neat concept. I wish I would have had some more time with you guys. But if you do try it, video it, shoot it to me. Love to see it. All right. Happy Thursday.